Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to Come Sit and Chat with Dr. Clay. I want to make sure that you guys can all hear me really well, and I also want to make sure that you know that we have a chat area, comment section, where you guys are able to, hello, Ian, that you guys are able to put any questions or interact and engage with the session. Hello, CT Cover. So please do not hesitate to write whatever it is that you need to say, be it a comment or you would like to ask a question that you want me to address today, okay? Hello, Sherma. Also today, I want you guys to know I recognize there may be a little bit of a delay. And so I'm going to make sure I'm taking my time and I'm looking over at the comment section. Hi, Carlin, to make sure that I'm catching everything everyone is saying. All right. Today's Come Sit and Chat is focused on say yes to self. And I know many of you are like, wow, I wonder what that's going to focus on. Well, hopefully when you hear the say yes to self, you recognize that it's going to be focused on basically your self-care or our self-care. So I know with this COVID-19 pandemic, many of us are feeling overwhelmed, and this is probably due to all of the new information every single day that we are getting. Many of us are also working long hours from at home, okay? Hi. And many of us are caring for our families as well as ourselves. Now, I want you to know it's important to pause for just a moment, just to collect your thoughts a little bit. Because as this new normal, I know this new normal can be extremely taxing. Hello, Dylan. How are you? It can be extremely taxing. So we need to focus on different things that will help us to remain calm because it really will help. I know it's normal right now for you, hi guys, for you to feel stressed, as I said, or even overwhelmed because these are uncertain times, okay? So, and I know uncertainty from some of our previous sessions I've mentioned to you, uncertainty brings on emotions like anxiety, fear, anger, and sadness. All right? So some of us also may feel helpless, discouraged, and even out of control. So, if you are also feeling these emotions, I want you to know some of my listeners have been sharing that they feel stress, and how their stress is showing is they're getting some really bad headaches. Some of them are getting like tension, pain in their shoulders, fatigue. Some of them are feeling helpless. So today, I want us to talk about, listen up, I want us to talk about taking care of ourselves, all right? Because it's important. It's important for us to take care of ourselves. So if we don't take care of ourselves, then we will not be able to take care or support the other people around us. All right? So I need you to know that for you to be equipped to be able to take care of everyone else around you, you need to be making sure that you're taking care of yourself. So self-care means, honestly, that you're asking yourself, what do you need? And you're actually paying attention to the answer. You're honestly asking yourself, what do you need at that moment? And you're going to listen to the answer that comes up. So in self-care, you could do something as simple as going to bed early, or it could be something as difficult as being self-reflective and looking at some of the habits that you are practicing right now. And actually focusing on, I wonder how some of these habits are going to affect me long term in my life, right? Self-care is something that is essential. I need all of you to recognize it is something that we all should be working on. So many of you have experienced burnout at work. Some of you have experienced secondary trauma. Some of you have experienced compassion fatigue. So it's time for you to be a self-care taker, a person that's focused on you, so that you can continue to be an effective caretaker for the people who depend on you. Okay? So being this whole person, focusing on your whole, means that you're looking at both your emotional as well as your physical needs. So remember, if you have any comments or any questions about anything that I'm saying, please do not hesitate to type them in. Okay, so I'm just double checking to make sure all is well. All right. So now I know self-care is different for everyone. And that's one of the reasons why I am such a promoter of self-care, because it focuses on individual transformations. So I want us all to focus on what self-care is going to allow us to do this year. How with me taking care of myself, how is that going to impact me? So, how is that going to impact my emotional health as well as my physical health? So sometimes when you choose yourself, you lose people around you. That's really very true, CT cover. Thank you very much. Some people may consider when you choose yourself to be selfish. It's not. It's actually selfless. Because with you taking care of yourself and choosing yourself first, you're making sure that when you interact with others, it's a positive interaction. And there's nothing wrong with sometimes some people need to be gone. Some negativity, if those people are negative in your world, they need to be sifted through. They need to basically be put to the side. Self-care is very important. Yes, it is, Dylan. And especially in your type of job, I want you to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, okay? Because you have a large family that depends on you. I want also that you focus on building your resilience, because as you do so, it paves a way for you to engage with kindness and compassion with others in the rest of the world. Because if you're not doing that for you, how do you think you're going to treat people if you're like stressed and upset? Honestly, how do you treat others when the tension is hitting the roof? How are you going to be received by others? So we have to take care of those negative emotions. And I know sometimes you guys are going to be like, oh gosh, but if I prioritize myself, if I'm making the choice to nourish me and put myself first, I'm going to be guilty, because people are going to think that I'm selfish. People are going to think that all I care about is me. No, no. Self is just big. It's bigger than you. All right. And I know that many of you feel guilty when you actually take moments to do something for you. Okay. It does mean putting yourself first. And I know we've been conditioned to believe this is wrong. Okay. That is selfish, like I said before. And I'm so tired of hearing people say, if you are not self-sacrificing, if you are not suffering, then you are not a good person. I'm sorry, this is wrong, okay? Because when we practice self-care, we work on strengthening ourselves from the inside out. And this way, we're increasing our interactions with everyone around us. Because guess what? If we're better people, people want to be in our presence. People want to be part of our world in a positive way. Self-care is not something that you only always have to do by yourself. It's an inclusive thing. And I know some people feel as though, well, gee, I don't have the time to take care of me. It's an occasional thing that I could do once in a while. And I think that's because some individuals feel as though self-care is something only privileged individuals have the opportunity to do. Meaning, that's for people who can afford expensive things to buy, or people who can afford to go to a luxury, expensive spa. Let's make it clear. Let's make it clear. Hello, Marlon. Let's make it clear that self-care is for everyone. Men, minorities, people of color, and individuals who are struggling to make ends meet can still focus on themselves. Practicing self-care does not mean that you're being self-indulgent, okay? When somebody is self-indulgent, they're usually participating in behaviors that alter their mood, or it provides them with a temporary means of escape, okay? So I need you to ask yourself, before you actually begin doing something or plan to do something that you're calling self-care, I want you to ask yourself, is this a quick fix? Or is this something that truly serves you? And if this is a quick fix, is it going to yield a long-term benefit? Or is it something that will be potentially harmful to you. This is one way that you're able to discern, is this going to be something that is a self-indulgence? Or is this really something that is going to be promoting self-care? And then once you figure that out, what you truly want to do after that, because I know some people who are not accustomed to practicing self-care, all of a sudden, it's all this guilt. I want you to fight that guilt. Hello, Diane, how are you? Thank you, thank you. I want you to fight that guilt, all right? Because you deserve to be practicing self-care. And I want you to fight the guilt about doing it, because the minute you start feeling guilty, you're like, but my child needs this, and my husband needs this, and my family needs this, and you forget about what you need. Please don't forget about what you need, okay? The truth is that the things that we do to serve ourselves, like I said to you before, sometimes it's a selfless act because it's making you a better person. And when you are a better person, you treat others better. I know self-care is not going to be easy. It's difficult, but it's worth the work. It's hard for some of us because it's a long-term thing. It's a work in progress. It's something that we're going to do step by step. I know it's easier for many of you to make decisions that feel good and right about, others, and feel good and right. Yes, I know, so true, for real. And you make decisions for others without a problem, right? But you're like, well, what if I make that selfish decision for myself? Gee, I wonder how that's going to be. I know some of you, you're like, I know sometimes I've wanted to say no, but I don't, because I feel like I have to do it. So I say yes, even when I know I want to say no. Sometimes I feel like, oh gosh, if I wake up early, I should be waking up early to take care of my family. How do you deal with that guilt? Yeah, I know, CT cover. How do we deal with that guilt? And it's a step-by-step process. It's not something that you're going to be able to overcome just like that. You have to take it. Remember I said you take concerns and problems in bite-size or snack-size pieces? So as you are practicing self-care, you do it in small pieces. And it's not one size fit all. Not everyone is going to be able to get up early in the morning, 5, 4, I don't know, some people have been telling me that's not early, but to me it's early, and start to meditate. I have only been able to practice about maybe 4, 5 minutes of silencing my mind. It's not an easy thing to do, but I've begun doing it in small pieces. You have to try to do some of the things for yourself in small pieces, CT cover. And this way, as you're doing it and completing it and you're seeing the benefits to you, and you also see that with you actually practicing this for yourself, it benefits others as well, then the guilt starts to lessen. It becomes less and less as you go by, okay? And we know that self-care is not a one-size-fits-all. Hi, Yvonne. That's my buddy. That's my friend from college. Anyway, so I remember I said to you it's going to be difficult. So if you find yourself doing something and it causes you to think, I really need to stop doing this, then this is your chance to this is like an invitation for you to take your own advice. So that means that if you're drinking a little bit too much, you might want to maybe 1 drink at dinner instead of 2 or 3 drinks. Or maybe not having that second drink at a party. I know right now we're not partying, but even if you're at home, you might say, you know what? I'm only going to have 1 drink at dinner. I'm not saying that all your vices are unhealthy. There are healthy indulgences as well that we can all enjoy. And so I want you to start taking those small steps. I want you to start taking those small steps, like spending an evening reading a good book. My husband loves to do that. Or not responding to texts and emails for at least a few hours. I need to tell him to do that as well because he is attached to that email. Also, hi Sherry Ann, how are you? Also, having a meal with a friend online. You can have meals with friends online virtually. Hi Giselle, hi Leah. My Trinidad posse is actually chiming in, so I am very, very happy to see them. Having a meaningful and engaging conversation over a cup of coffee or tea. None of these things are expensive. Reading a book is not expensive. I'm sure you have tons, I know I do, have tons of books in my library that I have not even touched yet. So, none of these things are frivolous. None of these things are going out and reaching for something that you cannot afford. So remember I said, self-care is not a one size fit all. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, what do you need? And then you have to listen. I'll say that again. You have to ask yourself, without anybody else yelling in your ear and telling you what you need to ask yourself, what do you need? And then you have to listen. I want you to start fueling your body by eating healthy, well-balanced diet and drinking plenty of water. When I saw, and I'm talking seriously, plenty of water, when I actually saw how many gallons of water I should be drinking every day, I was like, okay, that's overwhelming. So I started tracking my water on a app on my phone. And my goal is to eventually get to 96 ounces. Right now, I'm at 36 ounces. Small celebration. Okay? And so every day I'm going to work my way up to that. My aim is to make sure that I have 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. I am trying my best to exercise every day. These are things that I'm saying to you, that I'm hoping that you will see that these are some things you can do that promotes self-care. Doesn't have to be extravagant. You don't have to go to a luxury spa. These are things that you can do at home and on zero to low budget. Okay? I want to stick with a normal meditation practice. Like I said, right now I'm only up to about 4 or 5 minutes. And I know that I will progress and I will grow. I try my best to take deep breaths. I try to focus on stretching. I am not a big yoga expert, but I try my best to take moments, count my breaths, and just try to create just moments, peaceful moments when I can. I am trying my best to avoid risky behavior, destructive behavior. I am not abusing alcohol. Hi, Jael. I am not using drugs. There is no gambling because all the casinos are closed for now. And I'm not ignoring the public health recommendations. I am social isolating. And I am self-isolating, socially distancing. Yvonne said she started taking free classes on topics that have always interested me. Excellent. Actually, at the end of this, I'm going to cut and paste several other links that is going to give you guys access to some free classes, other free classes. Yvonne, please, can you share some of those links in the comment section as well? Because I'm quite sure the other listeners would love to actually go and check it out. All right? Let's see, what else am I doing? I have started spending some time outside. I haven't done a lot of walks out there yet, but my husband and I are trying our best to do that. You gave yourself a pedicure. Hello. I haven't gone to that yet, but you know what? That's a good idea. That is a very good idea. I have a tub, put my foot in hot water, and I can start giving myself pedicures and manicures because I do miss them. But those are things that I could actually do for myself. I would love to go walking in a park, but please remember social distancing, okay? I want you guys to continue that. Please remember social distancing, okay? What other things do I want to do? For my mental health, I definitely maintain a virtual contact with my friends and my family. Hi, Tisha. Miss Jones. With my friends and my family, I actually have it down in my calendar so that I wouldn't forget. Not to say forget, that's a bad word. I don't forget my family. But sometimes I get caught up in so many things that I am doing that I have decided that I need to make, well, I'm kind of crooked here, sorry guys, that I need to call my family a little bit more regularly, be it a text or virtually. And I try my best to do so. Yes, Sherma has started gardening. I remember you told me in our last conversation, Sherma, that it has not been very successful, but you've started, and I'm proud of you for doing that. I have a set routine that I do every day. I only try my best to focus on things that I can control. Okay, I don't focus on the things that I cannot control. I give myself permission to cry. I give myself permission to cry. I know sometimes you think that that's difficult, but I do. I don't cry often because I know that the people around me want to fix it, and sometimes they can't. But I do give myself permission to cry if I need to cry because it helps me release the pain. Tears are not bad. Tears are a good thing. Tears are not weakness. Tears are a release for your body to get rid of some of the negativity, of some of the tension. Okay? I also give myself permission to vent. Yes, I will have, it's not a pity party because I don't like those, and I'm not coming to yours if you're having one. But if I need to vent, and my girlfriend, Miss Jones, knows she can call me on the phone. Yes, Sherma, you can vent as well as cry. She can call me on the phone and she will always say, okay, can I just get a minute to vent, please? Or can I just complain for a second? And I go ahead. You go ahead and you complain for a second. Because when I need it, she's there for me when I need it. And I usually would call either her or my sister. So they usually know. They'll be like, oh, is this a venting session or is this a pity party? I was like, no, it's not a pity party. It's just venting. That's all. Okay. I also try to focus on my thoughts and the things I want to do in my present box. Okay. And I'm grateful. I try to be grateful each and every day. I let the stuff in the future box, all the worries, all the things I cannot control that I have placed in that future box. And I put that lid on and I just moved it away for a little bit because I know I can't hide from those things forever. But I don't need to deal with all of them today. And remember, I said to you guys before, focus on your present box. Take one thing at a time out of that future box, that worry box, and deal with it one at a time. Okay? What else do I do? I limit the amount of news that I look at. I also only focus on reliable information, reliable news. I'm not into conspiracy theorists. So right now, my family who are into that have learned, don't call me, don't bother me about conspiracy theorists. So, and that includes you, Miss Jones, and CT Cover. So yes, so they know not to call me and deal with any conspiracy theory because I won't listen. All right. I also limit the amount of news that I watch. Actually, to be honest, Ian is probably the only person who might send me something occasionally. My sister will send me a video of something, but I rarely watch the news if I don't have to. Okay. I want you to also lean on your own personal beliefs and focus in on your faith for your support if that is the direction that you fall under. Be of service to others without depleting yourself. It's okay for you to help others. You could look at ways of donating your time. No conspiracy, truth. Okay, Miss Jones. You can donate blood. You can even during this time, you can do those things. Oh, great. I touched my face, but don't worry. I'm going to use my hand sanitizer in a few minutes. But you can donate supplies. My daughter has gotten some volunteer hours from donating different things like food and different supplies to individuals in the community without depleting herself. She's used her allowance and she's used my allowance. It's not something that she is depleting or putting out more than she is able to do. Okay. Acknowledge people who are doing things good for you in your community as well as in your home. Acknowledge them. Say thank you. Show them that you are grateful for what they're doing and who they are. Some of the things that I want you to focus on and really pay attention to, just in case there is an issue. And while I'm at it, I'm going to click in the comments. I'm cutting and pasting a lot of resources for you. And the main reason that I'm doing this is because not only do I want you to have access to resources that will help you create a self-caring plan, but I also have resources in here that will assist you if you are recognizing that, that there are certain things that you're seeing that are persistent in your behavior each and every day. Okay? So some of those things you may need to contact your mental health provider or someone in your support group that you need to talk to, just in case these things are an issue. Such as, if you're finding that you're having trouble focusing on daily activities, your mind is wandering, so to speak. You're very welcome, Diane. You're very welcome. You have anxiety, and the anxiety is turning into feelings of you being out of control. Meaning, it's like you're crying, and like I said, it's okay to cry. But if you're crying and it's out of control, you can't stop yourself whatsoever. And with the tears, there are other things that are coming in to your mind that is making you feel hopeless or feeling helpless. And these feelings are interfering with how you are going through your daily routine. It's okay to have these feelings. Remember, I said to you, fear, sadness, anxiety. But when they are so overwhelming or they're happening to such an extent that they're interfering with your daily life, with the daily life of everyone else, then it's a problem. And you may need to connect and reach out to someone who's able to help you. And so I have put some of those links in there as well for within Trinidad as well as nationally, different individuals you can reach out to. And also different resources you can connect with so you could start practicing self-care. And hopefully this will give you a start in the right direction. Hi, Rick. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? So also, I want you to know, if all else fails, if after you're just like, oh my God, I don't know what else to do, I need you to stop and ask yourself, what do I need in this moment? Hi, Lisa. Woo. Almost tears coming to my eyes. Yes. Hi, Lisa. That's my cousin. I haven't heard from her in a while, and I am happy to see you right now. I immediately ask myself that question when I sense that I am not feeling okay, physically or mentally. I'm not feeling okay. So I pause. And, yesterday I was feeling like this for many reasons. But I paused. I took a long, deep breath. And I asked myself, what do I need in this moment? And it took me a couple times to ask myself that question. And in the space in between, that pause in between, with the support from my daughter as well as my husband, and they didn't even know that they were supporting and helping me through that moment and giving me what I needed. But I'm always able to at least find the answer, or the answer comes in some way. So I'm encouraging you all to do the same thing. Give yourself that minute, pause, and ask yourself, what do I need in this moment? What do I need? I want you to continue to please, as we're coming to a close for our session today, I want you to continue to wash your hands, wear your masks when you need to. Please continue to practice social distancing and put your self-care first. I can't stress that enough. Please start practicing self-care and putting your self-care first. I want to thank you guys again for being active participants, those of you who are here, and active listeners at Come Sit and Chat with Dr. Clay today. And I want you to make sure you check out those links. I put them in. I'm actually going to cut and paste them again, just in case you missed it in the middle, okay? So that you need to start practicing this, all right? Please make sure you come again to Come Sit and Chat on every Tuesday and Friday from either 1 to 2 Pacific time or 4 to 5 Eastern time. And I want you guys to please continue to be blessed and continue to be safe. And I look forward to seeing all of you again and hearing from all of you soon. Okay? Thank you very much, guys. And I know it may be a little delayed, so just in case I'm pausing, in case anybody wants to put any other questions down, I'll wait for a second because I don't want you to lose the opportunity of putting down something you want to say or share, but you can also do it afterwards as well. But just in case, I pause a little bit. Nobody had anything to say. Thank you. You are also welcome, Diane. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Thank you again for sharing this moment with me. And please be blessed and be safe. Bye.